Hey everyone, it's Maria here. So today I want to show you how to tackle foundation if you have dry skin. There's no reason not to be wearing foundation because you're afraid that it's going to look dry and cakey. It can be done. I want to give you a few simple tips that are going to be easy to execute no matter what foundation or skincare you're using. But definitely these are things to keep in mind. You know, people with dry skin can always have had dry skin. That's one of the cases. You have maybe less oil glands. So perhaps you've always had dry skin and you've avoided foundation. But dryness can also kind of creep up on us with age. I'm in my mid-40s and I'm definitely noticing that my skin is drinking up more serum and more moisturizer than before. So perhaps dryness is something that kind of has caught up with you, and now you kind of have to tackle, like things are not looking the same as they did before. The foundation is not sitting the same. And it can also be something that, becomes more visible. Definitely as we get into winter, heating goes on. It can exacerbate dryness, and especially if you have flakiness around the nose and that jazz. All right. So the number one thing if you have dry skin is to find a really, really good skincare regimen. That means you cannot skip several nights in a row where you're not using moisturizer. You need to have a great moisturizer on hand that you can use day and night. I'm going to leave SPF out of this topic for today, but that goes without saying that you need to have that on when you're in the sun. You also need to have a really good serum for hydration. You need to have an exfoliator that you're using a couple times a week. Now that can be a physical exfoliator or it can be a chemical exfoliator. You can message me for any advice or tips on that and how to choose. But your skincare game has to be top notch, because when you apply the makeup, when you apply the foundation, you're gonna see the dryness and the flakiness if you haven't taken care of it. And sure, you can perhaps like boost all of that product right before you do your foundation, but it's really good not to leave it to the last minute. You need to, to know that you've taken care of your skin and your skin is moisturized and hydrated and ready for the makeup product. Now, this is important because we leave a lot of, what we want our skin to do, or I guess the care of our skin to makeup, and we shouldn't just think that, oh yeah, the foundation, it says moisturizing foundation, that it's going to take care of that. Most of the foundations are silicone based, so they're going to create the illusion of smoothness, of smooth skin. Now, I don't know about you, but I want to have real smooth skin, not just the illusion of the silicone based foundation. So you need to kind of do the work. Foundations can also be water-based, which means that they're not really giving you anything. They're not really giving you that little punch of, boost that you might, your skin might be craving. So you need to do the work beforehand, okay? And some foundations, can be drying. And, as they kind of settle into the skin, if you don't have your own natural oils to kind of grab it and pull it in and have it kind of look all glowy on your skin, that means that foundation perhaps is not the right one. But I'm going to give you a couple other tips to kind of make it right for you. I hate it when people throw out product. Sometimes the smallest little tweak can make such a difference. So I'm going to be doing the rest of the tips in natural light because I want you to see how it looks. I have a bit of brow on today. I have mascara and a little bit of concealer, but the rest of my skin has nothing on, a little bit of moisturizer. So we talked about the first tip, which is skincare. And then I have two more tips for you on how to tackle foundation for dry skin. All right, so let's do it. Okay, so as I mentioned, skincare is a must before any makeup application. I have two moisturizers here by Iremia, the Protective Cream and Soothing Lotion. But because my skin has been feeling dry after vacation, I am going to use the Protective Cream. Now, I always apply all my skincare on damp skin, so I'm misting with Graydon's Mineral Mist. And then I'm going in with the Protective Cream. I love this rich moisturizer. It's perfect for sensitive skin, for rosacea. And you can see that it's quite thick and yogurt-like. And I feel like this time of year, end of summer, going into fall, my skin really needs this. So, push your moisturizer into the skin, give it a nice massage, and don't forget, the dry areas, especially around the corners of your nose. And don't forget your eyes. I'm not going too close to the eye area because I mentioned earlier I have a bit of concealer, but you can definitely bring the moisturizer, if it's, gentle for the eyes up to the eye area. Otherwise, apply an eye cream and let that absorb. The moisturizer goes on the rest of the face. Now, for the base, I'm going to, have multiple products in the store, tinted foundations and full coverage foundation. And the Pure Anada full coverage foundation in buff is what I'm going to be using today. The second tip here is to add the oil to your foundation. You can add rosehip, which is a carrier oil, or a blend like the Rosy Cheeks, which mixes avocado, camellia, roseseed extract, and it's a beautiful blend. For myself today, I have the Pomegranate and Lemon by Helena on the go. And one of the tips is to add this oil into your moisturizer. If your moisturizer is light and it doesn't pack a punch when you need it the most, so add a couple drops and apply it to the skin. This creates just a beautiful concoction. It boosts your moisturizer with all the fatty acids that it perhaps doesn't have. And it cuts a few minutes out of your skincare. You don't have to apply it separately. So just push it into the skin really well. Give a nice massage. You can tell that the moment that I've added this oil in there, the skin has a beautiful luminescence. I love that about oils, and it's really hydrated and it's drinking it in beautifully. So just, pay attention to what your skin needs at, whichever time of the year, and just make sure that it's well absorbed and melted into the skin before you proceed with the foundation. Okay, make sure that your skin actually drinks it up. Now for the foundation, I'm using the Buff, the full coverage. I love these foundations. They actually have beautiful oils in them. But just to demonstrate my point, I am going to add a couple of drops of the Pomegranate Lemon. This is a nourishing oil by Helena on the West Coast. Just a couple of drops in there. Mix it with your foundation. Now, pay attention if your foundation is oil-based or silicone-based. Those foundations will take the oil quite well. And if you have if you have a water-based foundation, perhaps you want to add the oil before you proceed. Make sure your skin absorbs it and then go on with your foundation. A water-based foundation doesn't add much to the skin. If your foundation has a little bit of silicone or oil, then, it's going to create a smoother appearance. However, even silicone-based foundation can be drying. So we've added the drops and now we're going in with the dry beauty sponge, beauty blender, makeup sponge, whichever one you have, and we're just pushing it into the skin. You can see that, I'm pushing it firmly, so not completely full strength here, but you want to push the product into the skin with your sponge. You want it to appear skin-like. You don't want to see the foundation. You don't want to see, the skin and the foundation be separate. So I love this technique. It's quite easy to do. Take your time with this and just make sure that you push the product in so, it can kind of drink it up. It can melt with the skin. It becomes one once you do this. And because the oil dilutes the power of the foundation a little bit, go ahead and add a second layer if you feel that you need the coverage. And then again, this is up to you. It's not necessary, but just see how much coverage you have. And if you need more, go ahead. Now the skin feels plump and dewy and it's so well hydrated. You can see it has like a beautiful bounce and it looks like skin. If I didn't tell you I was wearing foundation, you probably wouldn't be able to tell. So I'm going to go in with Pure Anada's pressed foundation. This is the shade Light, and I'm going to just, set the areas that I need. I'm just focusing on the T-zone, and I'm going to leave the dewiness on the outer edges of the face there. I love how that looks, but because I had a bit of concealer on earlier, I'm just going to push a bit of this powder on now because this is a pressed foundation. It also adds a little bit more coverage. So it's just nice not to have a heavy duty foundation if you have a powder like this, because it's going to add to the, to the coverage. Now, my third tip is to mist during the day. Now you've added the makeup, you've gone on with your day, and perhaps things are feeling dry. I don't think they will because we've added the oil, but you never know. Everybody's skin is different. So the trick here would be take your favorite mist. I'm using the Nourishing Rose Frankincense by Helena and just do a little mist on the skin and just, keep that by your desk. If you have an office, you do office work, leave it there or buy a smaller bottle and keep it in your purse. I'm going to finish this simple makeup look with a little bit of a cream blush by Pink House. This is their glow stick in Rosengold, and I love applying it to the highest points of the face. Now, some people would add it before powdering, but I want the glow to stay. I don't want to mattify that. Again, that's preference. If you have too much glow, go in a little bit with a powder and even that out. All right. And, just make sure that it all kind of melts together, that the blush looks natural, has no edges, so you can bring the beauty sponge back in to do that with. All right, and this is the finished look. I love this for every day. So seriously looks like I'm not wearing much. This is what makes me feel like me. It's one of my favorite looks, and I hope you love it. And the skin is luminous and not dry. I'm 46 years old, so hydration and moisture everywhere is needed. Okay, so here we are. Skin is feeling amazing. I hope you enjoyed these tips. If you find that your own natural shine does come back after a little while, just add a little bit more powder to the T-zone in the areas where you need it. But personally, I like having a bit of shine on the outer edges on the face, which is why I focused the powdering in the center. If you do the steps that I showed you, I promise you, you will never struggle from dry skin that suffers even more when you apply foundation. Now, of course, foundation ingredients are also important. I, encourage you to take a little peek, into what goes in your foundation. Does it have any nourishing oils in there? You might kind of, want to, try something like that. And a foundation that has something more nourishing in there for your skin. Use the one that you have right now. Please don't throw anything out. Just add a little bit of oil in your foundation, then just do the steps that I showed you. Okay, so these are my tips for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to link all the products that I used or are possible to do this technique down in the description below. And I'm going to link also the video that I have for dry skin during menopause, because yes, that is totally a thing. It can get worse during those years, menopause and perimenopause. All right. Thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate it so much. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.